Hello, thanks for joining me. My name is SVoehl. I'm an educational technology major at New Jersey City University, and this is my Pachachka presentation on technology and innovation. This is not so much a presentation as it is a synopsis of Stephen Johnson's book titled Where Good Ideas Come From, The Natural History of Innovation. This is the third book in a trilogy that includes The Ghost Map and The Invention of Air, all of which try to explain how innovation comes about and changes the world. In his book, Johnson debates whether new discoveries that have changed the world have been the work of genius, where in moments of clarity they have epiphanies that develop brand new earth-changing concepts, or whether, over a long period of time, these ideas are slowly nurtured in people's minds as they slowly develop them to come up with new innovations. As an example, we're all familiar with the work of Isaac Newton as he developed his 3 laws of gravity. Conventional wisdom holds that when he developed these theories, it came to him when an apple hit him on the head, and in a moment of clarity, he came up with the idea of gravity accelerating items towards the center of the earth. But any first-year physics student can tell you that Newton's formulas are very complex and very accurate. Did he come up with them in a moment of clarity, or was it a slow grind where he carefully built upon previous knowledge that he had accumulated and outside sources that had influenced him? Johnson argues that Newton was investigating the adjacent possible, a phrase that captures both the limits and the creative potential of change and innovation. It's a kind of shadow future hovering on the edges of the present state of things, a map of all the ways in which the present can reinvent itself. The larger one's pool of knowledge and resources, the more avenues that that person has to pursue into the adjacent possible. The larger that person's network of knowledge, the more likely he or she is to develop an innovative idea. The pool of knowledge, or the amount of different ideas that a person is exposed to, greatly affects the success and pace of innovation. And where good ideas come from, Stephen Johnson calls the connectivity to diverse ideas liquid networks. Liquid networks are environments that support the easy sharing of ideas. For example, the proximity of people residing in a city compared to those living in the country shows how much more the city promotes the transfer of ideas due to the orders of magnitude more contact of people with each other. Liquid networks have improved with the pace of technology, but Johnson argues that something more important than technology is a circle of human beings sitting at a table talking shop. The social flow of group conversation turns the private solid state of individual thought into a liquid network of connected ideas. This is because liquid networks advance slow hunches. As groups debate the conceptual frameworks of slow hunches, they are put into context of other slow hunches that other individuals in the group may have. This can have the effect of validating and advancing the innovation proposed in the hunch. The more liquid the network, the more that network leads to serendipity, where the desirable connections or discoveries can be made by pure accident. By sharing a hunch with people with many different points of view, a connection can be made by looking at the hunch through a different context. Johnson says serendipity is not just about embracing random encounters for the sheer exhilaration of it. Serendipity is built out of happy accidents, to be sure, but what makes them happy is the fact that discovery you've made is meaningful to you. It completes a hunch or opens up a door in the adjacent possible that you had overlooked. Equally as important as serendipity is to innovation is the realization of error. In the case where a hunch doesn't work out, sometimes a tangential innovation is advanced from an error or byproduct to the investigation of the initial hunch. Johnson details some important innovation that resulted from errors in the original hunch. These include the vacuum tube, the pacemaker, and the Big Bang Theory. But I think that Johnson loses a pivotal chance to talk about other innovations that resulted from error, including silly putty and Viagra. Johnson does, however, talk about the process of exaptation, where new innovative uses are found for old technology. His prime example is of Gutenberg's printing press from the year of 1448, which exapted the existing technology of the wine press to revolutionize printing. Finally, platforms are discussed, where Johnson utilizes a common theme of the book, natural science, to explain how Darwin theorized that coral provides a foundation for the development of innovative life, just as some institutions and corporations provide open architecture platforms for others to innovate upon. In his conclusion, the fourth quadrant, Johnson ties it all together, discussing how the adjacent possible, liquid networks, slow hunches, serendipity, error, exaptation, and platforms have changed the scope and pace of scientific and technological innovation over time. Johnson sums up the whole book when he says, "A slow hunch can't readily find its way to another hunch that might complete it if there's a tariff to be paid every time it tries to make a new serendipitous connection. Acceptations can't readily occur across disciplinary lines if there are sentries guarding those borders. In open environments, however, these patterns of innovation can multiply." I hope you enjoyed my presentation on Stephen Johnson's Where Good Ideas Come From, The Natural History of Innovation. I hope that you thought that synopsis was good. Once again, here's the sources. Thank you, and have a good day.